Alright, are we on the set?
Hey guys, welcome to Barbarossa Builds. I'm Justin. This is my friend Heather. We built this table together and we're going to talk about it today. I'm probably going to use a different intro.
It's okay.
I don't know. We'll see what works.
I love that. As long as you throw my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in there, we're good.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's going to be the beginning. It's not. And we're
and
gotta introduce.
This is our borrowed friend from next door, from a bestie.
This is our other best friend, Melanie. This is her puppy.
This is her puppy. Okay.
So we've spent the last over 2 years, thinking about how this table was going to be finished. It did not turn out the exact way that my friend Heather had envisioned.
Nope.
But I think it's still a really gorgeous table, and it was a really fun first large build for both of us. The wood comes from a really cool place. It was she got to pour the resin, so I can't really talk about that. Would you like to talk about? You want to talk about your wood?
I'll talk about the origin of the wood. I have a great group of friends. They're a whole family, and they live on several acres in upstate New York on Lake Ontario, and they have felled trees all the time. They brought many slices of this tree. This was probably the largest one, and we literally waited very patiently for over a year for it to dry. It takes that long. For a piece this size. So this was actually thicker than it is now because we've had it planed down a couple times by Urban Timber.
So I took it down to Urban Timber basically when you first got it and had both sides, because it was just rough cut. It was a chainsaw cut, and had them flatten it out and then let it dry because it was very fresh.
So why don't we talk about the natural, amazing, miraculous cracks that happened? Like, we had to break the table apart, but Justin went to pick it up for probably the first time after we were like, this thing's dry.
Yeah.
After a very long time. And when he picked it up, it actually fell apart. This piece fell by itself, and then he just had to like throw a couple chisels and sledgehammers in there a couple times, and it broke off the other part. So that's how we got the sections.
Well, and that was partly my fault. This thing was already cracking. It already has small cracks in it, just naturally. It's a natural piece of wood. It happens when it dries out. But I did lay it, when I rested it, I did lay it on its side, and that just, the weight of the piece of wood just caused it to crack in a certain way, and we just took it the rest of the way apart with a chisel.
Okay.
And I think it looks cool.
This was my dream piece for a while, and then I had other dreams come along. So we're gonna actually try to sell this piece, and then we're gonna build the next piece as my dream piece, hopefully.
Right, yeah.
But this is the first of many resin pieces of furniture.
But it looks great.
Justin and I are gonna build together. Should we talk about the pour?
Yes.
Okay, so the pour, I did the pour part. Justin did all like the carpentry.
Built the mold.
Sanding. He did all the things.
Did the silicone to attempt to seal it. It was not perfect.
It was great. For this being our first table ever, this
I think it went great for a
feels like a masterpiece. Honestly.
Yeah.
So he built the mold going around, like kind of made little walls, silicone walls, and sealed them off so the resin would not leak. The first resin pour that I did, I had all these gorgeous little pebbles and stones and everything, and it looked like
It was
a gorge.
It was going to look awesome.
It was amazing. One, I put too much pigment in the resin, so it buried the stones and the pebbles that you can only see on the sides. And it's a pretty solid blue, but it's very shimmery and it's very gorgeous in person. But there was a leak on the first pour, and I completely wigged out, and I ran to get a glue gun, and I heat up the glue gun, and I just start pouring the glue over the leak, and I'm pouring until I don't see any more leaking, and that was about an hour.
It was a mountain of glue.
It was a mountain.
When I saw it after, I forget where I was, and that's gonna bother me. I forget.
You were in your car.
I know, but
I was
out of town doing something,
and I was like, pour.
and it just a frantic phone call. It was, what do I do?
So I think Scott Steelman joined us on the phone, didn't he?
And
remember he was on the phone?
I don't know if he joined at that point,
or
but
like three-way
something like that.
Something.
Yeah, I forget. It was hilarious.
So anyway, the subsequent layers of resin worked, and I made the mistake of thinking I had to use the same that I had to use the same measurement of pigment in each layer of resin, whereas it could have gotten lighter and we could have seen the pebbles, but lesson learned.
Now we know for next time.
Now I know what to do next time, in which I will do, and that is kind of how we did the resin.
Yeah. And I finished up the table and you'll see the sanding process and me being really just too OCD about a piece of wood. You don't have to take a piece of wood to polish, but
when you have put so much money into a project like this, like
so nice.
It doesn't look like it, but there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. In
this table, literally. So you do get a little OCD about.
Yeah, I want.
If you ruin it, then you're
nice.
like, oh my god.
Right.
But we do have a pretty gorgeous piece.
Sometimes mistakes happen. This isn't the piece that you wanted, but it's still a gorgeous piece that somebody will want.
Somebody's gonna want this table, for sure.
Right, Giz? Yeah.
Gizmo, seal of approval.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You just wanted to Boy Scout dreams.
Is there any? Oh my god. Is there anything else you want to add that we missed? Where it came from? Look for our next piece coming soon.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
That's so annoying to me.
Like and
really
subscribe.
don't want
Look, is it? Fit it right
How do you
in.
feel that it's now that it's done? Stop. Okay, I'm giving you a break point before edit.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at the camera. Don't look at me. How do you feel now that it's done?
I'm gonna let you answer that first.
I feel like I can finally move on to a next piece and have something that I can show people. I'm really excited about that.
I feel like I can breathe now. And along with Justin, I feel like we can now move on to the next piece and go, okay, let's break down the steps. We're gonna be much better at it because we know the experience of building one. Yes, we learned by watching other people and videos, but it's nothing until you have built it yourself and you know what it takes. So we're very excited about our next build.
Yeah, this is actually something done, which is a lot for me. So yeah, I can watch all the videos I want. Shout out Blacktail Studio for all the how-to videos and helping in this first process. And Urban Timber for the machinery to get it there.
And I really appreciate all the sawdust in my garage.
I bet you do, yeah.
Outside of the process of learning how to do this, what did you learn?
I learned a lot of what not to do.
Oh gosh.
For me, that was a list. That was what type of silicone not to use
Outside the
for a
process.
ceiling. Outside the process?
Outside
What
the process.
okay.
I got it.
Outside the
Okay.
process.
Outside of the
Okay.
process of actually building this table, I learned how to trust another person, trust an artist, to just do what he does, knowing that it may not work, but he also had to trust me to pour the resin right. Like, he wasn't there when the leak happened. So it was like, I feel like it would have been my fault if it didn't go well. But when you have a building partner or a creative partner, you may not always be able to be together during a process like this. This is a big project, unless we're like together all the time doing it, which we can't be.
Right.
We have to trust that next step to that person. So my lesson in this was trust, and pretty much wouldn't want to build with anybody else.
Lies. I learned to trust myself as an artist, which I didn't
That's good.
trust before. I didn't know before until
One word that you have about what's next.
Excitement. Excitement.
just one word.
Yes.
I mean, I've used excited before. I'm actually excited about the future. One word. Can I use pumped?
Yeah.
I'll use pumped.
Okay.
I'm pumped.
Stoked.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, on the other side.
So I have 600 grit, 1,000 grit, and 1,500. We're gonna see how long this takes. I am starting. Luckily, Heather had some 320. So it's the last thing I'll do. Yep.
I need to start working now, so.
Thanks. Come on.
Did it! You did it!
I
Okay.
really need to get my microphones.
Oh,
Thanks.
I have a small little, sorry, I have a small mic.
No, you're alright. I was
Okay.
hoping that those ones that
I have a
had
small